MW4 beta is less than 24 hours away, and Call of Duty is talking crazy about skill-based matchmaking. So again, if you guys don't know what skill-based matchmaking is, for people who are unaware of how Call of Duty's matchmaking works, it's how, like, they make the lobbies or who you play against, you know, how that whole system works. And skill-based matchmaking, ever since Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019, has been a big controversy because the matchmaking has taken a step back for casual players. It's unrewarding for players who are better, and even for players who are worse, it's not really rewarding in my opinion, because if you're bad, right, they're trying to put you against players who are in the same skill division as you, which would make sense, right? But how do you get better if you continuously just play against the same players you're playing against? In the old games, it was based on location. So you would get in games a lot faster, your connection would be a lot better, and you would get a wide variety of players. Sometimes you'd play against players who just got the game, they don't even know how to hold a controller, and that would be fun. Sometimes you'd play against people who are professionals, and you'd be like, wow, that is insane, you know? But since Call of Duty MW 2019, they have talked about skill-based matchmaking. It's a big thing in all sorts of gaming, but Call of Duty really has it because of how fast you get in and out of games, and really how strict the matchmaking has been with SBMM. So again, with Black Ops 7, a big marketing point was them going away from skill-based matchmaking and thinking, it's over, we've heard you guys, we don't want to do this. And I think with the new Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 ports heading to PS5, a lot of players have gotten reintroduced to that sort of matchmaking, which is matches are happening really fast. You can queue into a game and you're going to get a fast lobby because it has a different level of like skill base or whatever it is. The ping's a lot better a lot of the time, and you used to get into games a lot faster. If I queue into a game of Black Ops 7 right now, it'll probably take me like 2 to 3 minutes. That should not happen when I need to look for 10 players, right? 11 players to queue a 6v6 mode. It should take me 10, 15 seconds, right? It's why you're going to see long queues and things. So I think with skill-based, there's a lot to talk about, but let's talk about what Call of Duty said in their tweets today, because they kind of went rogue, in my opinion, with a lot of their tweets. So let's zoom this in a little bit for you guys. So we understand there are still questions about matchmaking and some confusion about what we've shared, details about where they stand going into the beta. And again, they have got, quote, like, whatever this is called. What's it called? Context tweeted, you know. So they posted a bunch of statistics. Now, I'm not going to go through over them because they're talking about the player rates and quit rates and how all these things. And there are some ludicrous things about this. So I will talk about this one right away, okay? Because I think this one is really funny to me. So players like open matchmaking, which is the thing that Black Ops 7 introduced, which is just matchmaking based on connection, right? Open versus standard. 32% higher quit rates. I think quit rates are such like, and I know that's what we're trying to figure out, like, oh, you know, what's the best, you know, you don't want players leaving the game, but like quit rates, like quit rates based on how many people are you queued with? Like, what is the numbers? Fewer kills per minute. Like, what? 5.3% lower win rates. Like, yeah, that kind of makes sense when you're talking about inconsistencies. You could be playing very good players, you could be playing very bad players. I think Black Ops 7, and I'm going to try and talk on this more, and 60% more not fun ratings. Guys, have you ever played a game and it asks you, did you have fun on Call of Duty? And you say yes. If any game asks me if I had fun, I'm going to say no because I just think it's funny to say no. I don't give them good data when they're really looking at this no fun ratings thing and actually taking it serious, which is absolutely obscene. This is also crazy to me. On Nuketown 24/7, our most competitive players were leaving 1 in every 3 match. Nuketown 24/7. That is saying like, oh shipment. You know how many times I've loaded into a Nuketown game, I'm down 60 points, my team's getting triple capped? I'm leaving the game if I just joined into that. Quit rate skyrocketed, and it was disruptive across every skill group. I think about disbanding lobbies. So this is another thing. So when an old thing in Call of Duty, you'd play an S&D game, it'd be a close round 11, you'd lose, you want to get your rematch. Well, in the Black Ops 7, you're actually able to run it back. In these Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 1 ports, you're able to run it back. They are bringing back disbanding lobbies. 50% players leave after the first match. Cool. Who cares? Right? And then they're talking about, well, then it makes the ping worse. And it's like, dude, like, there's so many different things that could go into effect when this. It's such a bad, like, thing about disbanding lobbies. Um, some other stuff, I think this is a really telling sign, but I think using Black Ops 7's data for this is just so bad. Like, it's such a bad year, in my opinion, to use the data. Like, this is one of the worst Call of Duty numbers for a casual audience we've ever seen. There are a lot of reasons why, and I'm also going to be posting a main channel video about why I think Black Ops 7 was a disappointing, like, underappreciated game. So if you want to see my thoughts on that, please go watch that. It'll be a video where I'm going to talk a lot more about Black Ops 7, but I think it's not a great year to really get data for something like this. Like, it had some of the lowest numbers we've seen as a casual audience from Black Ops 7 through a lot of different reasons. I think people are really tired of, like, the 2-year cycles, which it's because the games aren't different enough and you're selling these products, and, like, they took it off Game Pass, I'm pretty sure, this year, which is, you know, a decision that costs a lot for Xbox, but, like, they saved a lot of, like, they got a lot more players into the game. But I think using Black Ops 7 as, like, an example is just really bad, because I think the core audience wasn't even really there that year with, like, Battlefield coming out, and just, like, even games like Arc Raiders and stuff, like, took a bunch of the players out of it, and then just playing different games. Like Call of Duty was not a good year for Call of Duty, and to be like, oh, well, we saw all these numbers on Black Ops 7. It's like, dude, if you look at, like, the players who played from, like, March, April onwards, probably, it is, like, the die-hard audience. Like, I do not know any of my homies who, like, barely play games that were like, dude, let's play COD this year. Like, nobody said that. And even my die-hard COD homies who have, like, stuck through the worst years and played every day have not played Black Ops 7. And that is just the reality. This year was not a good year. They know it. The numbers show it. The money probably shows it. But using this excuse to, like, bring back matchmaking that none of the audience really likes is baffling to me. It just does not make sense, right? For example, one reason how it affects me as a, you know, top percenter, I've hit the high ranks, I've sweated, you know, whatever you want to say. Like, when I play with my dad and his friends, their lobbies become instantly unfun. If they were just queuing open matchmaking and it was, like, the random players, they wouldn't have to feel like playing with me wasn't fun. Like, when they play with me, they don't have as much fun, because the skill-based matchmaking is going to force players of my skill against my team, right? Consistently, right? Skill-based matchmaking also is annoying because there's different levels of skill-based matchmaking. So you're not only playing against the same players, but if you're the best player in that lobby, they're going to make your teammates worse. So it's a whole different system. It's a really, like, confusing and, like, calculated system that isn't really easy to understand from, like, a casual point of view, and truthfully, I don't understand it all. But there are some definite problems with it, and the community is not happy. I've seen under a lot of people post, like, yep, there goes it, I'm going to refund it, like, a lot of things. This is the same sort of shit we've kind of seen from Call of Duty in the last couple of years, where it's like, dude, you are so tone deaf to this situation. In a year where GTA 6 is coming out and you're seeing games really fall off cliffs, like, games are not doing as well. Like, we've seen games like Fortnite, which I thought would never die, see lows that we've never seen this year. And even though their numbers are back up to, of course, like, Fortnite levels, they have seen dips, and they've understood that when you're putting effort and energy into things that do not need it, you will see the results. And especially considering how bad Black Ops 7 did, it is baffling to see them go against a decision that the community actually liked. One of the only things that everybody liked about Black Ops 7, you're taking away, especially after dropping Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 ports that showcased a different level of skill-based matchmaking. It is just baffling to me. Charlie Intel, another, you know, highly talked about account that covers Call of Duty, saying this, like, it's going to judge the future, like, using Black Ops 7 data to judge the future of Call of Duty seems like a mistake. And again, it's a niche game, right, in terms of how big Call of Duty is. Again, they said they're going to be listening to feedback during the beta. There's a lot about the beta that I think is, like, there was a lot going for this beta, in my opinion, when I, like, looked at it. Like, doing different things with, like, adding a resurgence map in weekend 2. I think there's, like, a lot more maps than I really feel like there normally is in a beta. But again, Infinity Ward is a really scary developer, in my opinion, when it comes to this stuff. We've seen it with MW2 just a couple years ago. It's not that long ago at this point, that how bad that game really was, and they did not listen to the community at all. And again, they are going against the community with one of their core decisions, and we'll see how it pays out for them. Marksman, one of the OGs of the game. If you want to believe that matchmaking is similar to the older games, then I should be finding matches in the new games just as quick as I did in the old ones. 3 to 5 minutes in a new game when it's 30 seconds to 1 minute in the old ones. And there is proof about the old ones. You can't be like, well, queue into an old one right now. They have just re-released Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2 on PlayStation with fresh servers, fresh all that, and it does not take as long. I literally was trying to get 10 wins to be able to play ranked multiplayer, and it was taking me 3 to 4 minutes to find team deathmatch games. Team deathmatch. The most popular mode by far. I was literally sitting there doom scrolling on TikTok for 3 to 4 minutes in between my team deathmatch games. It should never be possible. Tom Henderson, a great guy. Oh, I just unfollowed him. Great, like he writes great stuff. He said, last year, November 11th, 2025, can't wait for the reintegration of SBMM a couple of months in after they've hit their sales milestones, and we get a data has shown message, all to be repeated again in 12 months. And he hits it literally right on the head. Really good tweet. I am not going to show that because it's low-key crazy. But if you know what I'm talking about with this GIF, like numbers. And again, there's a lot to say about Call of Duty, skill-based, and all that. I think for me, it's just not a good sign to go against the community. I think in a current world where like a lot of different things, like if you start slow or a game doesn't get hype or whatever, like it really dies. And in my opinion, why Black Ops 7 struggled so much was how bad like the campaign was. You don't think a campaign matters that much, but I think how much of a joke Black Ops 7 campaign was why it got destroyed. Terrible, and a joke of a campaign that got so much hate and so much media. When all the media on the game is making fun of how bad the campaign is, I have friends of mine who play Call of Duty and is like, dude, what the fuck is that campaign? I'm like, dude, the game's good, but like I can't even defend the campaign because it's fucking ridiculous. And then the games being so similar. I saw a clip on Hacienda where I'm watching like a champs final from Optic, and they're playing both on Black Ops 6 and Black Ops 7, and I didn't even realize they were playing a different game. You have to like look. The game should not feel that different. I'm not buying an $80 DLC. If they want to do these 2-year cycles, they have to make the games like different or not sell them as different copies. But I think Black Ops 7 is an underrated Call of Duty. I think that the matchmaking was better. I still didn't think it was super good this year, to be completely honest, but I did think it was better for sure. And we're clearly seeing the problems that are going to arise from an Infinity Ward title, and their developers who, like, their higher ups at Infinity Ward are genuinely insane. But I hope they understand why the community is upset at this decision. I'm sure their numbers are always going to show good things because their numbers always show what people just don't want. And somehow when it's like, oh, we'll show you the numbers that say this is terrible, their community and their sales go down. But then when they do what the community wants, their sales and numbers go up, but their numbers, like, doesn't make sense. Whatever. Skill-based matchmaking is a problem in gaming. Gaming should be fun. I shouldn't have to come home from work and be frustrated playing a game because it takes me so long to get into that game, and then it shouldn't be frustrating because I'm playing like a ranked game mode. There is ranked for a reason, where you can queue up against players of your own rank and climb. There is a reason why games like Valorant are so successful because their ranked modes are so good. Call of Duty's ranked mode is never going to be that good just because how the games are formatted, in my opinion, but the casual audience still needs to be there. I want to play pubs, and if pubs are going to be stupid, I'm not going to play pubs. Like, it's simple as that, and the audience and the community has felt that. Call of Duty needs change. It can be the top game in the world. We've seen it before, but it needs to make the smart decisions. They're not hard ones. They just need to make the smart ones. And yeah, I will be covering lots of the beta, so check out my main channel. I'm hopefully going to be posting like every day of the beta, so check that out. But yeah, hopefully Call of Duty smartens up, but knowing them, they probably won't. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.